Hello One Piece enthusiasts, I'm the One Piece nerd, and today let's talk about chapter 1060. It's been a couple of days since it's out. Oda's dropped a lot of stuff. Let's go at it in order. I know you guys wanted to stay with the cream of the crop, but have a little bit of patience. This chapter starts off with the Straw Hats getting information about the rest of the world. They were stuck in Wano, and so we have no idea what's going on. Now they've been catching up, and obviously the main thing to talk about is, Sabo assassinates King Cobra, just how the newspaper said, and Vivi is missing. So through impulse, Luffy's obviously going to say that Sabo can never do that. Obviously, we know he cannot do that, it's impossible. And of course, they're worried about Vivi. Luffy, Nami, and Zoro always being the main sort of decision makers of the crew, comes together, not literally but figuratively, and these three are the ones always in terms of making decisions and coming to a choice. If you go back to the story, you'll see that these three people, from start to finish, are the ones that make critical decisions for the Straw Hats. And so continuing that trend, we see Luffy obviously with his impulse, not thinking rationally, that they should go and save Vivi because she's in trouble. And most of the time, usually when it comes to Nami, she's scared, backs out of challenges, but when it comes to her friends, she is no backing down. She's gonna go head first, don't care about the consequences, just gonna save her friends. And Zoro, always being Zoro, most of the time being rational, says that it's no use chasing Vivi, because we don't know where she is. The last time she was seen was in Marijoa, and who knows what could have happened after that. And it's sort of counteractive. And Zoro brings up the example of how Luffy said it was Ace's responsibility to maintain his adventures, and if we have to come cross paths, we will, but I'm not gonna go help him on his dream. So we need to trust on my friend, and I'm gonna trust on whatever they're doing. So for everything being said and done, obviously they don't do it, and when it comes to the topic of Sabo, we finally get to see the Straw Hat's reactions to Luffy's dream. And Oda being Oda would never tell us his dream. I think this is very practical because it's a huge thing. We know Roger and Luffy has the same dream because Yamato said it, Shanks said the same thing to Rayleigh, and we definitely know it's the same dream. As to the Straw Hat's reactions, it's very sort of predictable because this is the same way that Whitebeard and Odin reacted when Roger said his dream. And the same way Sabo and Ace reacted when Luffy said it. Some of them are shocked, some of them are laughing. As to what the dream is, I think is becoming a little bit more clear, but this is not the topic of today's video. I will definitely get a little bit more on this in a future video. Keep an eye out for that. The reactions of the Straw Hats are all very typical. I love how Nami says that it's just a Luffy sort of thing. It is Luffy's dream, and it is Luffy-like thing to say. So you could see the connections between them. I want to say I ship Nami and Luffy, but I don't know what you guys think. I don't know what Oda thinks, but whatever. Not the point. Moving forward, the dream is definitely not what he has said before to anyone else. Being the freest man in the world, creating a world where all of his friends can eat how much or whatever they want to, that's definitely not the dream. It is something more delusional, something more ridiculous than obviously all of the options that have been stated before. So, any of you guys saying that we already know Luffy's dream? No, we don't. It's a shocker that in order to achieve Luffy's dream, he has to become the king of the pirates. So, it's like being the king of the pirates isn't his ultimate goal. It's like there's something beyond that he saw even before he became a pirate. And that could have been the reason why he was reluctant to become a marine, just the way Garp set him up to be. And moving from that, we finally get news on Sabo. We're back on call. Sabo says, I'm not the one who assassinated King Cobra, and Dragon and everyone else are obviously not surprised. And oh my god, what the hell just happened? So Im-sama's power Whether it be his devil fruit or Uranus, it's all up for debate. Sabo knows the secret, and from what it looked, I read the chapter, I've heard other people's opinion on it, I've read a lot of comments, and my conclusion is, no, Lelouchia Kingdom was supposed to be destroyed from the beginning. When the Gorosei talked about the Great Cleansing with Imsama, that was the time when Lelouchia Kingdom was supposed to be destroyed. Sabo just happens to be a part of happens to be there. That's why they said it was fate. It's not being unlucky, that's fate. And they didn't specifically have Sabo in mind. So people who are speculating that Lelouchia Kingdom got the call because Sabo was there, because he knew the existence of Im, it was definitely not the case. And that's to clear up the confusion. Furthermore, let's talk a little bit about Im's power. Two conclusions that everyone has come up with. Number one, it's Uranus, the power that's been dropped, it's Uranus, or it's Imsama's devil fruit. And fun fact, before I forget, if you go back and sort of count the lines, you'll see these are 16 lines that's been dropped from the sky. And the same way Doflamingo's 16 Holy Beetle works. So it's definitely for certain that the national treasure Doflamingo was talking about is this. This power is the national treasure that is capable of destroying islands. Now, if it is the national treasure, it's definitely not the devil fruit. The reason I was reluctant to say that it was not Uranus, because this power is enormous. You can do whatever you want with the power. And you could literally destroy an island. And that's insane. It needs to have some sort of a drawback. And for it to have drawbacks, it has to be some sort of a reload capacity. So if it is a weapon, and if it's the same way how Shirahoshi works, maybe there could be drawbacks, but the fact is, we don't know what Pluton is. We don't know what Pluton looks like. It's a ship. We don't know if it's a living ship or if it's a real ship. So, and considering Shirahoshi is a mermaid, not literally a weapon, like non-living thing, that happens to be in our real world, I was reluctant to say it was Uranus, because when you have a hag's devil fruit power like that, it's so easy to basically say that this devil fruit has enormous power, but it comes at a cost. The same way the King Punch worked in Dressrosa. The King had to basically warm up and do punches in the air and whatnot, get himself ready for the punch to happen, and it's only a one-time effect. And if that was a devil fruit, maybe it could have some sort of a consequence or some sort of a time frame for which Im could use it. This is why I conveniently said it was going to be a devil fruit, not a weapon. But the more I think about it, the more likely it is that it's a weapon. Another thing that's been referenced since it's dropped from the sky, and Sky Island is a thing, Hawkins said something about a creature living in the sky that is black and enormous and whatever, not capable of destroying islands. Something of that sort. So it's definitely a weapon, and it most likely is Uranus. It could be the national treasure, or it could be the giant straw hat. We have no idea. The national, even if it is in the national treasure, it's definitely Uranus, because it would be very logical for for the world government to have a weapon, for Luffy to have a weapon, and Pluton goes to Blackbeard maybe, or just stays there. Who knows? But point is, Luffy can't have all three of the weapons. That's too haxed. So that's my point for sort of the weapon. And as to more stuff regarding Im and his powers and what the weapon is capable of, that's a video for another day. And it's gonna drop next week. What am I talking about? It's gonna drop in most likely Monday or Wednesday, not exactly sure when. But I'll get a little bit more into it, and I'll also get into a little bit of Im-sama's origins that I've sort of thought about. I just need to gather information. And lastly, to end off the chapter, oh, right. One other thing before I forget. Is this it for Sabo? I don't think so. Last time I said that Sabo's not gonna be, pushed off the edge off screen. And this is definitely not the way Sabo's gonna get out. If Oda is gonna be like this, I'm gonna be really pissed. And it also sort of makes certain that Vivi is not with Sabo. Because we could have seen something of Vivi if Sabo would have mentioned something about Vivi. Although it was in a painstakingly difficult situation, he definitely could have said something, or we could have gotten some sort of a hint. But since we don't have that, I think Sabo and Vivi are separated, and that theory is just gone off the roof. To end up the chapter, for the Straw Hats to meet Bonnie all of a sudden, I think it's very prevalent. Since she was in Marijoa, she's seen literally everything of Reverie and everything that's been happening there. I think she can add a lot more. She can be the piece of a puzzle that tells the Straw Hats about the existence of Im-sama and whatever happened in the Reverie. She's the perfect person to tell the Straw Hats about whatever happened in Reverie. And there could be many more things, but I'm not exactly sure how everything is lining up. It's all lackluster. I know it's going to some sort of a midpoint. We're going to meet somewhere, but not exactly sure where. All I can say is, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Put down your thoughts in the comments below. We could talk about it. Bring me your theories, because this was a very quick paced chapter, but it has a lot of information. And until then, meet you guys next time. Peace.